week together. Feels amazing. Um, Man, so Friday we had a seminar. I think that went real well. We spoke with everybody, and I think everyone is really anticipating seeing the long form conversations. This week we spoke about, or just recently we spoke about human nature. Let's expand a little bit on that for today.
Okay, so first let's start with the seminar.
Okay.
What happens when you have like-minded people and they share a space? There's a special resonance of articulation. It's amazing where the journey has taken us, because this past seminar was our 10th one, and to listen to everyone speak and articulate the way they did from seminar 1 till 10, wow. You know, I was so impressed by Alec. I was so impressed by everyone, and just how everyone had something to add. And to go over information and see how we all see different things, how we all have different perspectives, how we all look out through the same window but have different views, and to be able to share them, which just expands everyone's world. Because if each set of eyes is a world, how amazing is it to be able to receive information from that world, and all these other worlds, and bring it to your world, and then expand your worldview. So the most beautiful thing happens in life is that we all get to experience different things. So as we experience different things, we all develop different insights. Fitness is our archetype. Our values are health, happiness, confidence. The mission is to inspire. Easy, correct, and enjoyable. That's our litmus test to everything. That takes care of our shape, our form that's inside, and ultimately our expression, which is love. And we're continuing to build on that. What happens when all these worlds combine to build this galaxy, and it combines with other galaxies to form a universe where all similar principles and values, visions, missions? What can we create? And it starts with gathering, congregating, coming together in the form of a seminar, in the form of community, of some type of service to each other, so that we may become better and do more. What's possible? Everything. There's nothing in this world that is not possible. And right now I'm going to give you guys the secret to building your dream. And I mean, it's simple, but most people miss it. Help other people build their dreams, and others will help you build your dream. I know, simple. But that is life. Life is simple. As people, we overthink, we overcomplicate things, and we overcontemplate. You just have to take action. Just do. So, my hope is that when everyone sees us having seminars, everyone sees us having events, celebration, coming together, working with other companies, is that they get inspired to do the same. To not only build community in their industry, in their area of their hobbies, avocations, vocations, whatever it is that they love, but then take a step further and go join your community with other communities, your company with other companies, your network with other networks, and start coming together. The world needs more people coming together to do great things. It's all about contribution. What an entrepreneur is, what a CEO is, what a leader is a problem solver. Somebody who knows how to do critical thinking, somebody who has foresight, someone who's able to visualize the future, someone who's able to keep the ship on course, someone who guides others to their full potential, and to give others better truths and labels than the ones that they have for themselves. People tell me all the time, hey, I'm good. And all the time I give them better truth. I'm like, no, you're better than good. You're great. Good is the enemy of great. Focus on greatness. Focus on being the best version of yourself daily. Focus living in your awareness, to be fully present. To not be thinking about yesterday, not be thinking about tomorrow, not to be thinking about problems, not to be thinking about what you want to do. Just be in that moment. There's things to learn from everything. Everything is a lesson. If you observe, if you pay attention, then you have to reflect. Understand that your behavior starts with a thought. It goes thought, emotion, action, behavior. Ask yourself, who do you want to be in your lifetime? Ask yourself, what's the behavior of that human being and what does it look like? And then start taking the actions towards that. Because those actions will turn into the emotion and the thought. It's all about planning. Think about what your practices need to be. Now, when we talk about practices and the procedures, the process and the systems, you have to be consistent. Remember today that I'm going to tell you that I can't wait to see what this podcast evolves into 3 years from now. Because if anyone knows what my superpower is my discipline of action. I'm a very disciplined human being. I understand that everything in life is a choice and a decision away. Think about where the seminars will be. Think about the retreats that will be born. And laterally, we've developed a portfolio in every area of fitness, whether it's public, educational, corporation, message, motivational, life coaching, writing, and we're not done. We want to continue to create because that's what life is about. But it starts with a gathering. It starts with great people sharing great ideas, sharing insights, what works, what doesn't. And then drawing up a plan. But once it's drawn up, take the action. We're going to tell you to take action a lot here. It's going to be what we repeat to you guys all the time, to take action. Because you do not know until you know. And to know comes from an act of doing. Now, When we talk about human nature, there's so much there. There's so much. So today, what we're going to do, let's use your experiences of human nature, and I'll give you my understanding.
Well, circling it back to maybe episode 1 or 2, I think humans have a can have a destructive tendency sometimes. So, what do you think about human nature causes that?
That's great. And the reason why that's so great is because as human beings, we are our beliefs. When you see a human being who has destructive tendencies, the first question to ask yourself is, what kind of environment has that human being grown up in? What have they been exposed to? What kind of experiences have they had their whole life that these are the beliefs that they have chosen? And if you understand the human system as a human being, the physiology, we're built for survival. Most people's personalities are developed in a way for them to survive this lifetime. When you see a human being who doesn't know how to care, chances are they have no idea what the notion of care is. Chances are they've never been exposed to caring, so they don't know, nor do they understand it because they've never experienced it. When someone's destructive, that means that most of the time, the only thoughts that they're receiving from their subconscious to their conscious are negative thoughts. Now, I want you to all ask yourself, has anyone ever had a conversation or a dialogue about how thoughts work? And if you don't have that foundation of knowing about thoughts, how long has your life been led by your thoughts? That's a lifetime of being unconscious, of understanding what's at the root of why you make your decisions, your choices, where your belief system comes from. The ultimate tool we have in this world are questions. You're going to realize that when someone has a false belief and you question it, they get defensive. And the reason being is because you are taking away from their sovereignty of what they believe in. Therefore, it's not for us to tell someone, hey, you have the wrong belief. It is for them to arrive at that understanding. But as people, we don't learn from what people tell us. We learn from what we see. It's so important. That's why in this world, leadership is so important. Because leaders that lead, they don't tell people what to do. They show people what to do. And they show people what to do by being themselves, by holding a standard of how they carry themselves, the human excellence of life, good principles, good values, choosing the higher road, the road less traveled. the concept of I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. Now the question is, as people, do we choose our lower selves, our desires, our vices? Or do we choose our higher selves, our principles, our values? Great perspective. End of the day, you can become successful doing the wrong things and doing the right things. But ask yourself, with what story are you going to gain the most joy, happiness, and love in your life? If I'm constantly being deceitful to people, if I'm constantly lying to people, if I'm constantly winning in a negotiation, someone's losing, that's a lot of negative energy I'm creating. It's a life of looking over my shoulder. It's a life of people always trying to compete and win over me. As in supposed to a life of me collaborating, making sure that in my relationships we all win. Making sure that in my relationships I'm giving before I'm even asking. And honestly, don't even ask. Because I promise you, when you give, people want to give to you without you asking. I don't ask for things in life, I just give. Who doesn't want a human being like that in their life? It brings energy. The conversation brings energy. Who doesn't want pleasant, caring individuals who are high of character and competence and trust? Who doesn't want those type of relationships? Who doesn't want to do business with people like that? That automatically, if there's a handshake, you don't have to micromanage anything. It's perspective. This kind of life comes from your thoughts. This kind of life comes to how you're spoken to. You have to ask yourself, what kind of thoughts are your environments feeding you with? I understand that if I have a conversation where someone's using destructive language, I'm in the wrong environment. Life doesn't have to be that. I could be having conversations of business where everything is constructive language. We have both good and bad people on this world. We have both genuine, authentic, and then we have people that wear masks and actors. We have people who have integrity and keep their word and are honest, and we have people who don't keep their word, they use deceit, and they lie. My advice, be open to everyone and work with everyone, but observe them. Because people can say things, but actions speak, choices speak, how they treat others speak. Watch that. And understand that just because you were burned on a deal, just because you lost something on a deal, that might be your perception. But my perception, yes, on this deal that happened, but on these other 7, things went great because I was open. I didn't close myself off. And the person who lost on this deal was not I. Because I'm going to continue to do great work. I'm going to continue to do great deals. What that person did was show me who they were, so I don't have to continue making deals with this human being. But I'm staying open. They're not changing my energy. And I have a reputation to keep. So they're getting the best. If anything, they're only going to create more deals for me, because when they see the human excellence that I execute on this deal with, no matter what, when they see that I delivered as promised, as always, When they see that even though I knew what happened was wrong, I still gave. Who doesn't want to work with a human being like that? So it's all about how you frame it. That's human nature. Forget about being right and forget about being wrong. Start understanding. Start paying attention. Because life is beautiful. And just because some are lost at the moment and they're sleeping, don't go to sleep or go back to closing off to the possibilities because you had a bad experience. We're all going to have bad experiences in life. It's a part of life. But that's what makes it great. If you didn't have bad experiences, could you value the good ones? My perspective is if you're born having everything, you will never appreciate and value life as someone who wasn't born with anything. Because when you earn it, there's a special appreciation and value you have for it that most can't see. When you feel that nothing was given to you and you really worked hard and you really gave to receive, it's an amazing feeling. To prove it to yourself that, wow, look what my soul and my spirit was able to do. Look how many people were able to help develop. Look how many people we've been giving to choose a problem in the world to solve and to contribute to. And at this stage, when it comes to health, happiness, confidence, we here at Gift Fitness, we've solved a lot of problems. What I see happening is every single time we solve another big problem, then it's like the next bigger problem comes. So learn to enjoy the challenges, the obstacles, the problems, because it's a part of the growth. It's a part of the journey. And understand that regardless of whatever happens, you're always really developing to handle more challenges and problems. Don't wish for an easy life. Wish for an adventure. A journey that tested you. A journey that brought the best you out from in here, from your heart, that made your human spirit become things that you never thought possible. That whatever you dreamed of, who you became, was so much bigger than that. And that's describing human nature and the perspective that it's about what we do. But let's understand where people are at. And when we understand when someone's destructive, it's not that they're destructive. They've just never been guided. Now, am I telling you to approach that human being and tell them, hey, you're doing things wrong? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is be the best version of yourself. Be kind to everyone. Smile. Be a giver. And just by you being the best version of yourself, that person might take a moment to pay attention to you, learn something from you, and if we're all lucky enough, they might decide to emulate you. What a gift would that be?
I want to circle back to the very beginning. You said something that was so profound, and I'm curious to know, since you interpreted the eyes of every individual in our space as individual worlds, what have you seen? It might be more than one thing, but what has impacted you profoundly from somebody else's world, from somebody else's vision that you've been able to kind of take into your
Oh man,
space?
that's such a beautiful question. And what I can tell you, right, it really has to do with my mentors. You know, I have plenty of mentors and teachers, and what I love about them, and it goes across the board. This is something I see in all of them, and this is what's so incredible, is that for themselves in their lives, they are not perfect. They are imperfect. Sometimes their emotions get the best of them. Sometimes they do the wrong thing. Like they're not perfect human beings. But what I can tell you is, and this is how you know what love is that when they are around me, when they're either talking to me, whether they're within my eyes view, they come as the best version of themselves. I see human excellence. How blessed am I that they make the decision and make the choice to only show me the best of themselves. I get to see a part of them that I know the world doesn't get to see. And how lucky am I and how blessed am I that what they're doing is instilling the best version of themselves inside my soul. So I may pass it on to others because they know what I want. They know my vision. They know my mission. They know how, if the universe or the creator were to be the composer and I'm an instrument, my expression, my music is love. And they're adding their love to my instrument so that I can express a more profound and deeper love that may touch the hearts of others to become. Because every human being is born with greatness. Every human being is born with gifts. We just have to nurture them. And we just have to play as instruments. Not the way we want, but the way we were destined to play. There's just nothing regular or good about that. And what does that mean? That means that is the best and greatest version of you. So if you're not living every day with everything, you're not honing that. But none of us are born knowing what that is. It's a discovery. But one day you're lost in this joy and you feel this expression of love inside you, and all you want to do is spread it. When you find that, let it out. Because that's what that is. But again, they only show me their best. And when you have people like that who in their lives, not only they're much older, but because they're older, because they're wiser, and because they don't conform to anyone, but they're willing to put in the effort so I can see the best of what humanity has to offer so that I may become that. When they show me that example, and I know that that's not their 24/7, but for me, they make that sacrifice, that they make that effort, that they work hard to show me the best of their nature, it's priceless. That's love. That's love. It lights me up when I think of them. And they don't give me what I want. They don't teach me the way I want. They don't tell me what I want to hear. They only give me what I really need. And I'm going to be transparent. I don't always like it. I always listen. I always reflect on it. But I also follow my heart. Whatever is right, your heart is going to tell you the truth. Regret is born from not following your heart. When you follow your heart, there's no regret. Your heart's always going to pick you. And it's important that you pick you, because it is that you that's going to give the best love to the world around you.
Would you say that it's been difficult to reflect on anything that's like, oh, they're being transparent? This maybe isn't what I want to hear, but it's like, okay, let me step back and see, really take in what they're trying to tell me.
Life is perspective. It's all easy. It's all easy. And I love to learn. When you love to learn, when you love to grow, when I can't see something, it somewhat excites me, because that means I get to put in some work. I get to put in some effort. I get to discover something new. You have to understand that learning in this lifetime, you have to be a forever student. Change is always inevitable, but growth itself, that's optional. You have to continue to grow with the times. And then, right, you can decide to study and learn as much as you want. This world is so big, and the information and the wisdom is so vast that you will never learn it all. So why not discover that one thing that you can obsessively learn about? For me, it happens to be fitness. But it's not just the physical, it's the mental, it's the emotional. That turns into the energy. The philosophy, easy, correct, enjoyable. We do what's hard, and it feels hard until it feels easy. Repetition, practice. Shape, the shape of my body, the shape of my mind. But most importantly, the shape of my heart. My heart has to be malleable. If my heart is hard, right? Imagine a vase made out of clay. You can't shape that. So it has to break. And then you get to reheat it. And then you get to shape it again. See that? Then what's the form of what's inside you? Your spirit. What are the principles? What are the values that you hold dear to your heart? What is your ultimate truth? Health, happiness, confidence, mission to inspire. That's what's inside my spirit. And then lastly, love. What could be more important than love? All the emotions we have in this world, what could be better than that? And to understand that love doesn't mean I have this computer, so I love this computer. Love doesn't mean I have this wife, so I have this wife. Love doesn't mean I have this career, so I love this career. No. Love is the expression of your life, of your energy. That's love. You understand what I'm saying? When I go to work, when I go to inspire, my expression is to love and develop every human being around me. Not only with my actions or my teachings or my wisdom of what I've lived, but with my caring for their lives and where they are at in their path. That I may continue to light the way so they can discover their treasure by being a mirror in front of them, helping them reflect, helping them meditate. Give them the water that they really need to quench not the thirst of desires, but the thirst of truth, of wisdom, of what it takes to really create a meaningful and fulfilling life. When the day that I have a partner to be able to express my love with the little things, a breakfast, a coffee, taking the car to the car wash for her, doing the unexpected, so that I may always be expressing my love and my gratitude for her to choose to live life alongside me, to nurture who she is, not tell her what I think she should do, not tell her, hey, you should do things like this or like that, but no, the expression of my love is going to be for me to listen to her, just to listen. Just always let her know I'm here. You can always count on me. I'm your rock. I can't be moved. When it comes for you, I can't be moved. For the moment that I have children, to be able to go and help them discover who they are, not who I want them to be, not the profession that I want for them, not the work that I want them to do or this or that, not to live life according to the way I live my life, but no, to nurture who they are, what their needs are. To express that, hey, Dad is always here. But I'm not here to pick you up. I'm here to watch you get up. I'm not here to tell you how to do things. I'm here to watch you figure it out. I'm not here to do things for you. No. I'm here to cheer for you. I'm here to encourage you to be your own individual. I'm not here to give things to you. I'm here to teach you how to earn. You see, that's what love is. Love, the truest expression, is to watch someone's journey. Just observe. I love you. I'm interested in watching your journey. I want to be a witness to it. I'm not here to control any of it. I'm not here to, live and let live. That's love.
I'd love to understand if in this moment in time in your life, I know you mentioned that you have mentors that most of them seem to be men, masculine figures.
I have to say there's a female in there.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly why I wanted to bring it up.
Absolutely.
Because I'm curious to know if there is a female.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, there's two females. One, where her, I use her phrase, she's a buffalo. She's a woman. She's experienced. She understands where it is to nurture. She understands where it is to care. But it's a different type of life. You need both perspectives. It is so important. It is so important. And I'm telling you, she doesn't always have moments of clarity, but when she does, wow, the insights and the nurture that she gives to my heart. It's beautiful. I call her Mamísima because I want her to know I'm talking about her. The way she nurtures me. Now, she is incredible because not only does she nurture me, but she makes sure I have everything I need. She actually brings in teachers into my life. She puts it together. She synchronizes all of it. It's always funny. You know, she always like a light brag jab, like I'm the ultimate teacher because I'm bringing you your teachers. But it's just incredible the way she's able to see that and see what I need, but at the same time be able to give to my teachers. And I think that I've never seen a male really put it together like that. And that's why a woman has to be cherished in this world and why women are so important. You know, not only are they capable of doing anything that we can do in any kind of sense, you know, because you always want to talk about equality. But what's really so special is that sometimes we're so busy doing that we just have an oversight of what we really need. And the way a woman can bring relationships together, it's magical. It's magical. They kind of just they have this amazing quality of knowing what you need and who to put you together with. You know, and it's always a reciprocal. When a woman puts two guys together and there's like a, you know, teacher student kind of symbiotic moment going, it's special because sometimes we need to teach and sometimes we need to learn. But those perfect connections, I feel like only a girl can really see it. Because sometimes we're so busy doing that I just feel like because we're so busy doing, they're better observers than we are. And you know, and I test that because my other teacher, I always ask her, what does she see? And she would never even accept that she's one of my teachers. She's so humble. But she's so great. I mean, she comes with me, you know, to all these events and all these meetings, and I'm always asking her, what did you see? Because there's just things that she can see that I have some very capable human beings around me, but nobody would be able to see it the way she does. Her level of paying attention to details is incredible. She sees truth in everything. She's the one who protects me. She makes sure that no matter what, like that I never change. Nor will I ever change, but it feels great to have people in my life that they care about how I am at all times. That they know the importance of consistent behavior, of consistently being who you are, of the work, which is to inspire others. But without those two women in my life, I just don't see the level of meaning fulfillment that I have when it be at this level. And it's amazing because when I tell you that in life you attract through traction exactly what you need, the team, everything that just comes and it just happens. You just have to trust the journey and do the right things in the journey and be observant and reflect and always look towards the future. Everything shows up. You just have to pay attention to everyone's potential and everything that's possible. But as human beings, we are meant to be together. The idea of the lone wolf, it's a path. It might not be my path, but that lone wolf path does exist for others. So I'm not going to say that my belief is the ultimate belief. But what I'll say about my belief, about us together, it's that it's such an enjoyable life. So much joy, so much celebration, It's a lot of work, but God, do we enjoy it? God, do we have fun? It's incredible. And the words and that are being used, the conversations that are being had, it's all coming from a giving nature. Nobody has to be defensive. Nobody has to be on the guard. Like, it just doesn't exist. And you can be having the worst day in the world, but if you come to gift, you're leaving completely changed. You're recharged. You're ready to go back out there, and you're ready to go out there and go inspire. Again, you're ready to go be the best version of you. And what I can tell you, it's what I witnessed. If you notice, everything we talk about, these are conversations from what I've known because I've experienced. None of it is scripted. None of it. These things don't happen when you're busy living and doing. You know, this is our way of living. We believe that everything in life must be easy. And if done correctly, it's going to be enjoyable. And there are steps to preparing for that. So when you're in constant preparation for life and everything that comes in it, you're always ready. So you can always enjoy it. And good relationships, that's the ultimate wealth. It's relationships, hands down. Money is a tool. Money is a tool that we use to solve problems with. So as we continue to become a bigger organization, as we continue to, elevate in this world and where we're at as a company and the standing and, as the monetary goes up, the only thing that tells me is we're going to be taking on bigger problems. But ultimately, it's the people that I'm taking on these problems with. It's really the joy. It's all my relationships. I don't love the company. I love the people. The people are what make the company. The reality is, right, at this moment, Gift Fitness has an amazing reputation, but Gift Fitness doesn't make the people. It's not because you're a part of Gift Fitness that Gift Fitness is great. No, Gift Fitness is great because of all the people in Gift Fitness. It's a collective consciousness of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And it's so exciting. And the energy is always up. And the conversations, they're always so philosophical. They're always so deep. You know what it is to go so deep into life and the words and the meaning and the understanding. What that does to one's soul, to having in-depth conversations, and that's the normal. Not, and again, I don't knock anybody else's way of being, anybody else's way of what they choose to enjoy and what they choose to entertain themselves with. But what I can tell you is I can just have a conversation at Gift with someone and we're going to develop some type of phenomenal insight. We're going to just be automatically from a dialogue. We're going to be better people. And then we're going to share whatever insight we built together with other ones around us. So the conversations just keep getting better and better. When by the time we get to seminar 100, wow, I can only imagine what the conversations will be like then. We just did an assembly the other day, and the kids, the questions they're asking, how they're talking about dreams, how they're talking about passions, purpose, how they're talking about how they need confidence, how they're talking about how they want to earn it, how they're talking about that they're going to go explore the world outside the South Bronx. These are kids in the South Bronx articulating this way. Like, what? Kidding me? That's magical. Asking incredible, intelligent questions. Making incredible statements. I don't know. That's what does it for my heart. That's what lights me up.
Since we've been speaking about male, female, this idea of being either more emotional or more logical, where do you stand on that? How do you see it?
Be aware. Be aware. That's it. Don't lose yourself for anyone. Doesn't make sense. So let me talk about emotions, right? Good emotions, be in them. And we'll all feel a negative emotion from here time to time. It's impossible to not. But when negative emotion, it creates action really fast, right? But do you know you're in control of what action that emotion feels? So the question is, do I want to react to the human being who's getting emotion at me? Or do I want to use that emotion and be like, watch me. I'm going to be great today. Oh, yeah? Okay. Watch me unleash my greatness. That's it. I'm going to go be great. Thank you for inspiring me. Oh, yeah? You're not going to cut me a break on that? Oh, all right. It's time to go create. It's time to get to work. It's time to go build. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm going to survive. I'm betting on me. And I'm happy anyway. Like, I'm just naturally happy. So what I can tell you is that I'm at this place that I've instilled the belief in me that I'm just gonna go be great. So when someone tries to, tell me this or that, like, okay, I'm not gonna come around you again. I ain't talking to you again, no. Because I'm always open. The door is always open. But once you have me experience that, until you come different, it's not happening. Because life could just be magical. And it's all right if you don't want to live a magical life. But I'm not going to be around you living that non-magical life. I'm going to be over here living my magical life with the people I love, because we're all living a magical life. That's what I'm choosing for myself. That's the decision I'm making for myself. Because you have all the right to choose. But so do I. I'm not doing things the way you want me to do things. But you can live your own life the way you want to live it. Me, though, I'm going to see joy in everything. Because when it all is said and done, right? It's all about how you lived. How did you go through your whole lifetime? How did you go through it? How were you feeling through it? How did you feel through it? Did you choose to be upset, to be burdened, to be anxious, to be angry, to be sad? Were those the emotions that you chose to feel throughout your whole human existence? Not I. I was happy. I was joyful. I was laughing. I always felt love in my heart. And I always believed in me. Because people believe in me. So when I listen to those that believe in me. If it's okay if you don't believe in me. It's your opinion. It's none of my business. I don't have, and I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to what your opinion is or to what your belief is. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to convince you otherwise. If anything, I'm asking myself, what kind of human being are you that you're trying to put those kind of words and labels and thoughts into my mind subconsciously so that I may develop some type of doubt, anxiousness, some type of, you see what I'm saying? If you're really trying to build me up, why are you not pointing me in the right direction? Why are you trying to incite fear inside me? I don't understand that. And I'm aware of it. So now I'm absorbing you doing that. So now I don't want to be around you automatically, because before you were in my life, I was happy. Chances are that when you're not in my life, I'll be happy. What is it that I'm losing? And when I see what your life is, and it's not the life that I envision for myself, how can I see you as the absolute truth of that life? I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. So why would I give that any meaning? And when I have so many amazing people, what makes you think I'm not going to call every amazing person in my life to make sure that I listen to the right stuff? with the people who have achieved the things I really want to achieve. Because if you haven't achieved it, you'll know it. The ultimate understanding in life is that life is for loving. Now, the other understanding is that the people you're going to listen to is because they've done what you're looking to do. If someone hasn't done what you're looking to do, are they really the expert on it? I can only believe someone's an expert if they did it. And if they have not done it, no. And if they haven't done the things I've been able to do, no. And if I don't see the most amazing and loving people around them, then am I going to believe that they are better with people than I am? Absolutely not. Because I have the most amazing people around me. I need to see the evidence in your life. So if I don't see the evidence in your life, how can I take what you say seriously? How can I take your judgments seriously? And when you're using, because there's going to come time where people go and they use other authorities, but when you notice the behavior in these other authorities and they're not true and they're not the greatness that you envision in life, why would that matter? It doesn't make sense. It's that kind of thing. Well, yeah, this person, if someone doesn't return an email, if someone apologizes about not returning an email and then they still don't return an email, if when someone's, let's say company leaders around and all of a sudden they decide to be nice before you guys connect and they interrupt that connection and you're aware of it, how can that person have any influence over you? Why would I want to listen to someone who's afraid of there being a connection between two people? I'm very observant. So I pay attention to all these little details. And, as I tell you things like this, I'm talking from my own personal experiences. It's the things I see on a day-to-day basis. So what I do is I choose the people in my life that continue to fill my energy and build up, who continue to believe and create. Because I believe that the people who are true in your life and who have unconditional love for you can only build you up. They won't destroy you. They're not gonna withhold information. They're just in no way are they gonna even ask anything of you. They want to see you win. They got you. They're not trying. I'm a teacher and I develop people and I help people grow on a constant basis. So what I can also tell you is I've never used destructive language to ever teach someone. It's not what I do. And I see so many people around me. So when someone uses destructive language and they try to teach me, but I see nobody around them, I actually understand how come. I don't believe that what they're trying to impart on me is true. So what I say is, don't listen to what people say, listen to what they do. And just watch them. And watch not only how they treat you, because sometimes if they want something from you, they'll treat you very well for a long time. So if you really want to catch it, these are the tells. Watch how they treat people around them. Watch how many people really do come around them. Watch if people are ever really talking good about them. Watch if they're boastful. Especially if they're really boastful. Because I know, people that do, they're too busy doing for them to be talking about what they're doing. They're just doing. They don't talk about it. I can never imagine myself talking about anything that I do. Doesn't make sense. But when I use my words, it's to empower others. And I even like talking about myself. I like giving information that helps people. I'm doing this podcast because I know that my time is limited. And I know that, the more we expand, the bigger we become, is the less in time I have to teach people. And there's only one of me. So now I'm using this as a platform to share the wisdom for everyone. But it's not just for my students at Gift, it's for anyone. If there's some insight you can catch, if my voice and my words and my labels and my truths resonate with you, and that can help you expand on your life, please put it to practice. And don't take my word for it. Try it and see what happens. Start paying attention. Start connecting the patterns in your mind. See what happens. And anything I teach is because I've lived it. It's because I know it. It's not because I'm giving you a quote from a book or a story from a book, or I'm giving you what an expert is saying. I'm giving you what I'm saying. I'm giving you what I know, my truth. Because people deserve to know what's possible. People deserve to know that anyone can build a company. I just left my buddy's company, and I saw a fleet of vans and pickup trucks. I left his property, company space, storage, huge office, 30 people on his team. He's right now, I believe is 9 million. He's going for 12 million. I actually misunderstood when he told me 6 million. That was last year. This year is 9. His goal is to get to 12 and then eventually to build, to get 3 more offices and get to 50 million. I don't know. These are the people I'm having conversations with, but not because I want him to give me anything, just because I want to be inspired. Oh yeah, that's what you're doing? Good. Thank you for that emotion. Let me go put that to work. Let me go do. And that's the beauty of it. We inspire each other because the conversations we have, we can't just normally have with just anyone. And everyone that doesn't have the understanding until you've lived it. But the best part is that we're sharing insights. He put me on to somebody to study. He taught me about breakpoints today. He also reaffirmed and reinforced everything I'm doing. And a huge insight that I got is that I started systemizing from the beginning. Something that he didn't start until 9 years into his business. He's on 13 years now. So to get those affirmations as I'm building this company with all these amazing people around me, and let me not even say as I'm building, as we're building, because I'm just really like leading it, but it's not my efforts. It's everyone's efforts. It's the people that believe in what we do and that believe that this is something that's important for the world. That believe that the idea of how we handle this human existence, which is what we teach here, that gets transferred to the world. So we can get rid of the idea of mental health, depression, anxiety, bad emotions, to let people know that, no, listen, you are in control. Let us show you how great you can be. Let us show you what's inside you. Let us bring out that awareness of that physical, mental, and emotional within you. And let you know that you are the master of this body and this mind that's in front of you. Because it's yours to wield. It doesn't control you. You wield it. And with the amazing things that you can do and contribute to this world once you learn how to wield it. Please, let us show you. Let us show you what's possible. Give us the opportunity to unleash you onto this world. Because the only thing you really need is some encouragement, some people that believe in you, and some people who are going to give you better labels, truths, and thoughts for you to go on this mission that is your life. That you deserve to live it and go all out with it. At the end of your lifetime, to be spent, to be ready. Because you know what you did. You've experienced.
With that, everyone, we are what we believe.